Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, now I introduce myself. I am Lord Alan R. Taylor of Shale Glen. I'm the ruling officer at the Knights Templars of Albion, and today, with the help of two esteemed colleagues, I'll be overseeing today's proceedings. Just to let you know, the cameras will be rolling, so please ensure that they get your best side, and keep the dirty jokes to a minimum because the mics are incredibly powerful. We can always let you see it on the playback, it's not a problem afterwards. So let me welcome you all to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. The Holy Sepulchre and this great church was built around 1110 by a man called Simon de St. on his return from the First Crusade. He was the Earl of Northampton, and this, where you sit now, is the original Templar built round church, as built by Simon de St. There are only 3 of 4 round churches still surviving in the UK, and only 2 of them are still serviceable churches because the third one is now a museum, so it holds no ceremony and no service. So why are you all here today? Today you are here to witness people passing from being an apostle or brother or sister of the order to being a knight or dame of the order. And it seems appropriate that this place of worship is where people will start that journey. Why not? It's a Templar church. We are Templars. As this investiture ceremony proceeds, we will move into the main aisle behind me, with our back to this sacred place in remembrance of those who went before us, and hoping they are watching over us on our journey and the one that some of you are about to take. So without further ado, first on my right is the Grand Master of the Knights Templars of Albion, Sir Nicholas Hall. On my left is the Archbishop of the Old Bulgarian Catholic Church, His Eminence Svetoslav Vasiliev, and I do hope I've not embarrassed myself with the way I've just pronounced that. I do try my best, and I'm very good at getting things wrong. This is why I have notes, because if I don't, I'm afraid I forget exactly where I was and exactly what I was saying, because I'm not quite as young as I used to be. But it does take a lot to do this. So now, to continue with the opening of the service, I will ask Sir Nick to address you. Sir Nick?
Thank you, Brother Alan. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for attending today. I know some of you have come from countries and you've made special arrangements to get here. We appreciate it and we are honoured to be amongst you. As my brother on the left said, we are very fortunate to be in this round church as it stands, and as we said, it's very, very rare. And the fact that we have been allowed to use it again is a blessing by God, and we will hopefully be able to use it in the future. We'd also like to invite anybody who is here from any other order, they would also be able to use this church if they wanted to in the future, if they wanted to come from abroad to use the Temple Church in our country. You are more than welcome to do that. I will now turn to the investiture. What does investiture mean? The noun itself means to be given an honour or a rank. For example, commander in the British forces, or an honorary title such as Sir. Once you've been invested, you will be able to use the word Knights Templar with the prefix KT after your name. We will recognise that amongst the Templar Brotherhood of the fact that you are now officially invested. You are not allowed to use Knights Templar or KT unless you have been invested officially and in the proper way as set out in our Constitution and the original Constitution of 1127. What does invested mean? It means a number of things. Some of you will have completed our Apostles' programme. You've successfully gone through. You have shown that your knowledge and understanding is enough that you can make progress within the order. Some of you may have dedicated your time to the order and gone beyond what is expected of you, and we've seen that you are given us your time, you've given us your dedication. You may have been promoted to the rank of sergeant, and after discussion, you now feel you are ready to be invested. Being invested takes on special responsibilities, which I will talk about at the end of the ceremony. During the ceremony, you will also reaffirm the order's oath. When you do this, you are making this confirmation before your brothers and God. If you do not wish to take this step, you do not wish to take your oath, you may leave now. Brother Alan will also give you another opportunity to leave before the investiture starts. I presume you all want to stay. Due to the power given to myself as Grand Master, I will give the investiture, and the accolade will be performed by Lord Alan Taylor on my left. I will stand as a witness, and the Archbishop will be there for the blessing. Once you have been invested, as I said, you will be known as a Knight Templar within the Order and amongst the Templar community. It is an honour to be here with you today and to stand amongst you. I myself have also been on a journey. I was once a humble apostle. That's when I had hair, many years ago. And I've been through many trials and tribulations to get to where I am today. I do understand the importance of investiture. The character that you are supposed to stand by. You must also understand the Latin rule, which is originally attributed to Bernard de Clare and the first Grand Master he became. This Latin rule guides the behaviour of a Knights Templar. It guides what you should do and what you should say. And once you've been invested, you will be judged by your brothers according to this. You must take this into consideration before you take the knee and before you take your oath. If you do feel you are unable to stand up to this, you must leave the chapel now. I understand. I will now hand you back over to Lord Alan Taylor, who will explain to you now what is going to happen next. There's first. Non nobis Domini, non nobis Domini, de Gloriam.
Thank you, Sir Nick. Just before we carry on, I would like to ask Archbishop Sepulcher, would you please come here and give a short blessing to open the ceremony so that we can proceed.
Well, first of all, I would like to apologize that my English is not very good. After speaking, I prepared my blessings for the ceremony, but it is possible. But now I would like to say that great thank you that you are invited me here. You involved me in this great order. So God bless this order, these paths, those root, and we will continue.
Thank you very much. Now we come to an important part. Before me, I have some envelopes. I'm going to call out the names of each person on these envelopes and ask if you wish to proceed. I believe we have William Hutchinson. Would you like to proceed? Sir Ian Anderson. Martin Larkin. Count William Mackey. Philip Prince. Adam Thwaites. Helen of Thwaites. And Stephen Smith. Thank you. With the people whose names I have just called out, please come and stand in front of me, forming 2 rows. Face me. What I'm going to ask you to do.
Just get on side by side. Two rows.
What I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask the Archbishop to lead us forward into the other part of this church. If those people standing in front of me could please follow on behind the Archbishop, Sir Nick and myself, and take yourselves to the pews behind us. If all of our guests could then follow on behind, I would be very much appreciated. Elliot, can you set the other camera on, please?
As for the tradition of the Templars, if you're carrying a sword towards the altar, please draw it, hold it in your left hand, and place it across your right arm. That shows that it is not as a threat, and it is symbolic rather than a battle according to Templar tradition.
Archbishop, will you please lead us forwards to the altar of the church?
Nos Domini, et Gloria, Dei Salvi.
Will you please be seated in the pews?
The guests would like to now follow, please. Grandmaster Nino.
Investees. One at a time, I will call you up. And from here we will proceed. I will give you very clear instructions on what I will need you to do while you're in front of us. And I ask that you agree once again, you confirm you wish to continue. I have before me a series of envelopes. In each of these envelopes is a signed copy of proof of your investiture today. These will be presented to you along with a token that confirms your investiture took place today. We hope that you cherish them and remember this day as we move forward. So let's proceed. William Hutchinson, do you wish to proceed? Yes. So will you please come and stand before us? If you kneel, you'll need to be lifted up. One thing I didn't think about. Young Charlotte, could you possibly fetch a chair, please? No, sir, we look after people.
That'd be okay. It's up to you, brother. Would you like to deal first stand? Or should we come
We'll get the gentleman. I'm positive.
Yeah, that's fine, brother.
You go, sir. order's oath.
Do you without fear in the face of your enemies, be brave and upright, so that God will love you. Speak the truth, even if it always leads to your downfall. Safeguard the helpless and commit no harm. Honour those less fortunate than yourself. Remember all who have fallen for the greater good. Uphold and keep the faith.
Thank you. Do you promise to stand by the oath you have just recited?
I do.
You do. Thank you. William, you stand before us as a brother of this order. This is a point where attempts to rise, but William, before us you stand as a brother of this order. Now you stand before us as a knight of the order. I thank you, sir. And Sir Nick, would you please hand William his envelope?
Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure. Welcome. From this day forward, I'll recognise you as a Knights Templar of the Order.
Archbishop, will you please hand William the gold crowns? Please accept this as a token of your dedication to the order in becoming a knight of the order. And may God bless you. Thank you very much. You may now be seated.
Welcome, brother.
As you can see, the process is painless. And I didn't slip on the first occasion, so we've got, I think, about 5 more of you I've been tested on. Sir Ian Anderson, would you like to proceed? Please come and stand before me. Sir Ian, once again, you stand before us as a brother of the order. Do you wish to continue to become a knight? Please do. Whatever it is most comfortable, or would you like the chair? Could you please recite the order's oath?
Be without fear in the face of your enemies. Be brave and upright, so that God will love thee. Speak the truth, although it leads to your downfall. Safeguard the helpless and commit no harm. Honour those that are fortunate than yourself. Remember all those who have fallen for the great good. Uphold and keep your faith.
Sir Ian, do you promise to stand by that oath? One slip in his carriage. Ian, you kneel before me, a brother of the order. Please rise, a knight of the order. Do you promise to stand by what you that which you have conferred? Sir Nick, please pass him the Bible.
Welcome. I now recognise you as a Knights Templar of the Order. Welcome, brother. You're welcome.
Archbishop, will you please hand him the gold coin as a token? Welcome, and welcome to be a knight of the Lord. You may now be seated. We have Mr. Martin Lamb. Do you wish to proceed? Please do. Martin, please recite the order's oath. Brother Martin, you promise to stand by the oath which you have just recited? You do. Would you like to proceed? Brother Martin, you kneel before us, a brother of the order. Please rise, a knight of the order.
Congratulations, brother. I now recognise you as a Knights Templar of the Knights Templars of Albion.
Archbishop, will you please hand Martin a gold coin as a token? Don't mistake it for the ones you find on the Christmas. Do we have a Mr. William Mackey? Please stand before us. Do you wish to proceed? Please kneel. Are you okay? Can you please recite the order's oath? Can you read that over?
Without fear in the face of your enemies, be brave and upright, so that God will love you. Speak the truth always, even if it leads to your downfall. Safeguard the helpless, commit no harm. Honour those less fortunate than yourself. Remember all those who have fallen for the day of truth. Uphold and keep your faith.
Brother William, you promise to stand by the oath which you have just recited.
Thank you.
Do you wish to proceed? Brother William, you kneel before us, a brother of the order. Please rise as a knight of the order.
Welcome, brother. I now recognise you as a Knights Templar of the Knights Templars of Albion. God bless you.
Archbishop, will you please hand William a gold coin as a token? Brother William, you may now be seated. Thank you very much. Do we have a Philip Prince? Philip, you stand before us, a brother of the order. Do you wish to see? Please kneel. Can you please recite your order's oath?
You do not fear in the face of the enemy. Brave man of God, stand up, God will rule you. Speak the truth always, even if it leads to your downfall. Safeguard the helpless, and give me empire. Honor those less fortunate than yourself. Remember all those who have fallen for the grace of God for all that keep.
Brother Philip, do you wish to continue? Brother Philip, you kneel before us, a brother of the order. I ask you to rise as a knight of the order.
Congratulations, brother. I now recognise you as a Knights Templar. You'll be able to use that name, the prefix KT, and also Sir as your formal title. Congratulations, brother.
Archbishop, will you please hand Prince Philip a gold token? Thank you. Brother Philip, please take a seat. Do I have an Adam Wells? Adam, please come and stand before us. Steve, please do. Please recite the orders of.
We pray that our accept God's love. Seek the truth always and keep the peace to the Lord. Safeguard our peace and fear their heart. Let's go forward to the where all those that call you to rest.
Brother Adam, do you promise to stand by the oath which you have just recited? Do you wish to proceed? Brother Adam, you kneel before me, a brother of the order. I ask you to rise as a knight of the order. I want to commend you in the work you've done for this order while you're here. Thank you very much.
I'd also like to say thank you to Adam for the enormous amount of effort he's put into the order, and very honourable, my friend. I will now recognise you as a full Knights Templar brother. You'll be able to use Katie after your name, and I'll recognise you as Sir Adam Thwaites. And all members of the Templar community will also recognise you as such. Congratulations, young man. You're welcome.
Bishop, please stand at Brother Adam, a gold coin as a token. Brother Adam, you may now be seated. We have a lady. Do we have a Helena Thwaites? Helena, please come and stand before us. Do you wish to proceed? Please do. Can you please recite the order's oath?
Be without fear in the face of your enemies. Be brave and upright, that God will love you. Speak the truth always, even if it leads to your downfall. Safeguard and help us and commit to no harm. Honour those less fortunate than yourself. Remember all those who perform for the greater good. Uphold and keep the faith.
Helena, do you wish to proceed and become a dame of the order? I ask that you place your left hand on mine. Helena, you kneel before us, a sister of this order. We ask you to rise as a dame of the order. Please rise.
I will now recognise you as a Dame of the Order, and all Knights Templars and Knights Templar community will recognise you as such by your legal marriage to Brother Adam Thwaites. From this day forward, you can call yourself a Dame, and we righteously and recognised as such. Congratulations.
Bishop, please will you hand Dame Helena a gold coin as a token? Dame Helena, thank you very much. You may now be seated. Do I have a Stephen Smith? Please come and stand before us. Do you wish to proceed? Please do. And can you please recite your orders oath? Stephen, do you promise to stand by the oath for which you have just recited? Do you wish to proceed? Brother Stephen, you kneel before us, a brother of the order. I ask you to rise as a knight of the order. Congratulations.
Congratulations, brother. I now recognise you as a Knights Templar of the Order. You may use now the formal title Sir and the prefix Katie after Knights Templar. All Templars and brothers within the Brethren community will also recognise you such by your investiture. Congratulations, young man.
Please receive your princess.
Archbishop, will you please stand for this meeting of our common visitor? Brother Stephen, congratulations. Yes. By the powers that are invested in us as Knights Templars in today's proceedings, all of those today that have been invested can now, as Sir Nick said, use the prefix of KT after the name. You've been recognised in the Templar community. I hope and pray that all of you promise to live up to the oath you have recited and for all it means. I welcome you all and I thank you and I congratulate you. Well done. Before we move on, there's just something I would like to do. As the ruling officer, I have to watch and judge and look at all our member body and keep my eye on all they do and all that's done. As part of that, I ran what's called the Silent Awards. This is where, as an order, I get to look at the membership body and I get to issue an award to people for certain things. The first award, there were actually 2 people who came joint on this award. Unfortunately, one of them can't be with us today, so I shall be speaking to him separately. In the meantime, I would ask that Philip Prince comes and joins us at the front. Philip, please come and stand by our side. Every now and again we get members whose journey to where they come to today takes them longer, it's more difficult, and it's fraught with lots of reasons as to why maybe they may not make it. So I decided to do an award called The Road Furthest Travelled. And it's for people whose journey to be here today has had difficulties for lots of different reasons, and a lot of them not necessarily of their own. Philip, I ask you to shake my hand. I offer you this award, and I congratulate you for all that you've done and all that you've achieved. I hope that you will cherish this and understand the meaning of it. Well done.
I'd like to say something before we sit down. This young man here has been through many trials and tribulations, which I won't repeat this moment in time. One thing he has shown to me is loyalty. There was a time a while ago where things weren't going as well as they should have done. He stood by our side. He did not turn against us. And for that, you well deserve it, brother. Congratulations, young man.
Congratulations, Philip. Please be seated. I have another one. Award for an outstanding achievement, and this is for loyalty and dedication. I ask Martin Lardner, will you please come and stand by my side? Martin, from day one, you have stood by everything that we've tried to achieve. You have advised us in many, many ways, sat silently at our side. Your dedication to the order is above and beyond what is expected of most members. So today, I would like to present you with an award for that excellent behaviour. And I would like to say, thank you very much for standing by us. Thank you for believing in everything that Albion stands for. You are a true brother. Thank you very much. Please accept this. Thank you very much.
I'd just like to say, this young man here, well, he's not so young now, he is, as far as I'm concerned, he begs what is a Knights Templar. He's got the right heart, he's got the courage, and he's got the bravery. I know this man will stand by me, whatever. He is a Knights Templar.
I do have some more awards to give out, but I'm not going to give them today because the people who to receive them are not here. So you will read about those later on in some press releases from Albion when I detail who's been invested today and who's been awarded today for whether it's dedication to the order, outstanding service. I like to give these awards because if we don't encourage the members to be part of the order, why would a member want to be within an order? And this is quite an important part of what we do. It's recognition for those that have achieved something. I'm going to mention him again, with young Philip, his journey to where he is today has been one that most people would have walked away from over and over again, and he's still here. He's still been dedicated to get to where he is today, and people like Philip should be praised for that. The journey to where we are is not easy for everybody for a lot of different reasons, and we should remember those people. Now, what we're saying about remembering those people, I want to just say a very quick one, if I may. I'm going to totally go off script here.
I have to follow you all the time.
On my table at the side of us, you may see some very nice bottles of drink that appear there. They're not for the refreshment section, unfortunately. What they are is Serene Anderson and Sue. Where are they? They have brought them along for us today because, as an order, we support a charity called White Ribbon. Now, I'm going to ask Ian, actually, in a short while, to just tell us a bit more about White Ribbon further in depth, which I might get him to do on camera later on. White Ribbon is about abolishing domestic violence and violence towards women. We're going to be raffling off these bottles, these bottles in a while. And all the proceeds that's made is all going to the White Ribbon Foundation. So if anyone was wondering if they were getting a free drink of that nature afterwards, I'm sorry, you've got to buy a raffle ticket and hope. So
we don't drink it all at once.
Yes, so we will be doing that in a short while. So I just thought I'd got script a little bit there and just put people, I could see people's eyes roving towards that bottle of scotch. In the meantime, what I'd like to do is stand aside myself and ask Archbishop Tessa, I'm going to have to, if you could issue a blessing and a prayer to us all, please. No, you come this side. You're too important to me, you folks. We are just low in your level. You do not kneel to us. The floor is yours.
Well, I don't want to bother you with long speeches. Actually, I'm not a good preacher. I never was. But this what I want to say to you is that today you have received very important symbols. These symbols have been used from the many brave people in our history. And they have been used with honor. So please use these symbols with honor and respect them. This is very important. Do not blame these symbols. They are very strong. When I bless you today, every one of you, I blessed you with one formula. In hoc signo vinces. These words came from the Emperor Constantine, and he went to the battle with this symbol. The symbol was Christ in the sky. So he won a very important battle with this, and from this time, Christianity usually start to use this as a symbol. What is more important when you go to battle is to have love. It's there are no any symbols, no any weapons. Dear brothers and sisters, I'm telling you this because we are at war. In the eastern border of Poland, there, you know what's happened. You know also what's happened in Pas-de-Calais. This is very hard times for our civilization. And that's what I want to tell you, that when you are in war, the main duty of a knight, especially, is to protect weak people, is to protect more vulnerable people. The strongest thing that you can protect these people is love. The strongest thing that you may put between you, yourself, and these people is love. And the strongest weapon that you may put between you, yourself, and your enemy, this is love. This is not M16 or Skit or whatever. So, two things I would like to tell you. Have love. Cultivate love in your heart and respect symbols that you receive today. Thank you very much once again, and you invite me in this beautiful meeting. I'm very, very excited for this, and thank you once again. And those would. Thank you.
I am now going to go slightly off script again. I do think. Nick, I'm going to give you an envelope, and on it is a name. I think you know what the envelope is. I'm going to ask you to do so. So please bear with me while I disappear to the side. Archbishop, please stay exactly where you are. It's with great honour I give you this, and as the Grand Master, I ask you to do what you're about to do.
Archbishop, I've only known you for probably a year now, and you've always communicated with me honesty, trust. You've shown the love of the church, you've shown the love of Christ, and you've shown your support. I would like to give this to you. I would like to see you as an honouring commander of the United States. For this position, I welcome you to our order and you be recognised as such in this day.
The certificate inside there, the certificate inside there is termed you as the Orders Ambassador for Bulgaria. With that becomes the title of Honorary Commander. Archbishop, I want to thank you very, very much for today. You coming all this way and doing this makes us very proud. We thank you. Thank you. I would like you to accept this gold token as a mark of thank you. Thank you very much. This is really something I didn't expect. And I don't know what to say. Really, thank you very much. Before I entered this church, actually, I remembered one thing, one situation. Probably 4 years before, 3 or 4 years before, there was one man who called me unexpectedly and asked me to join the Templars. This was the first man who
who invited me in this site. Unfortunately, this man, before 1 month, passed away. His name was Knight Steve Turley, and I would like to stand up for 1 minute for him. Please stand.
Please rise. I believe we're actually going to go off script again now. These things happen, best laid plans and all that, you know, we just change them as we go along. We have some very distinguished guests here. Mr. Nino Lloyd, Messina Maria Shilada. I understand you would like to borrow our service for a few moments. So, I'm going to ask myself and the Grand Master to step aside. Would you like the loan of our Archbishop while we're here? I'm sure he will agree. So Nick and I will stand aside and we'll let you carry on for a few minutes. I understand you want to invest something. Please take the floor.
Io, Priore internazionale dei Cavalieri Templari Cristiani Jacques de Molay, ti nomino, ti elevo a novizia dama templare, nel nome del Padre, e del Figlio, e dello Spirito Santo. Alzati e vestiti di questo mantello, che reca la croce del nostro Signore Gesù Cristo, affinché ti protegga da ogni male e schiacci da te ogni forma di tentazione. Questo è l'ultimo schiaffo, l'ultimo offesa che mi stava dando. D'ora in poi la dama templare nessuno mai si dimenticato di mancarti di rispetto. Tu stessa onorerai il tuo nome e quello delle dame templari. Benvenute a fratello, a sorella, nella vita e nella morte. Nick, io dare tre a te, prendere per giù.
No.
Allora, ci abbiamo la penna, Nino? Così facciamo.
Ti traduce?
Sì, vai. Allora, alza la voce, prego. Il capitolo generale, nonché l'Accademia Internazionale delle Culture e delle Scienze. L'Accademia Internazionale delle Culture.
International Academy of Cultural Sciences.
Yes. E i poveri cavalieri di Cristo.
And the poor Christ.
Ok. Il preside, riconoscendo la missione nella diffusione del messaggio di pace nel mondo. Yes. Dici. Facciamo.
The President, acknowledging the mission of the diffusion of the message of peace in the world
Sì.
and in cultural,
Diciamo Francesca.
humanitarian and artistical.
Devi dire solo il nome, dai, conferisce a tanto.
It grants the Great Prior Master
Nick Hall il premio Cuore d'Oro 2020 per la pace.
Golden Heart Award.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah, dai, c'è questo. Questa è in English.
What we have here is, as orders, we join in brotherhood. We link with other orders under treaty to make the Knights Templar world a bigger place with more people in it, more people working together and talking together. What I hold in my hand here is a brotherhood and collaboration agreement among the International Order of the Christian Knights Templar Jacques de Morlaix, which is Massimo, and us, the Knights Templars of Albion, inspired by the teachings of St Bernard of Clairvaux, Doctor of the Church and promulgator of the Rule of the Knights Templars Solomon, under the protection of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of Christ, and ours led by the Holy Trinity. The Order of the Christian Knights Templar Jacques de Morlaix and the Knights Templars of Albion. With this deed, they enter into an agreement of fraternal collaboration with the common intention of preserving and enhancing the spirit of the ancient Crusader cavalry. Sanctioned with the Council of Troyes by Pope Honorius II, as reported in the ancient writings written by the holy monk Jean Michael, indicating precisely that this happened in the year of the Lord, 1119. On the basis of when drawn up, the respective dignitaries stipulate and agree an agreement of fraternity and collaboration with attached adhesion to the International Templar Confederation of the Poor Knights of Christ of San Bernardo di Chilvado, signed in Northampton, England, on November 27th, 2021, between Grand Master Don Massimo Maria Chivado and Grand Master Sadiq Hall.
Nino, anche lui, prima anche Nino.
We now ask you to sign these documents.
Yes. Devi farle foto. Ok. Vai.
Sta arrivando
Vai. Ma che dobbiamo andare in giro, Vai.
allora, vediamo la funzione.
Allora, Nino.
Sì, no, Francesca. Franci.
Ah, Nino, vai via. Possiamo finire la
Sì, ecco, capito.
Just a moment. Hai un momento.
Sei pronta? Faccio vedere in italiano. Buonasera. Allora, mi faccio portavoce del nostro amatissimo Gran Priore Massimo Maria Civale e del nostro Gran Maestro
Nino allora.
Nino Alori.
I make myself spokeswoman of our beloved Greek Prior Massimo Civale and our great master Nino.
Questo viaggio in questa meravigliosa e laboriosa terra ci ha portato a riflettere molto in questi giorni.
Our travel in this beautiful and hardworking land made us think a lot at this stage.
Abbiamo visitato diversi quartieri, sia periferici che centrali. Abbiamo osservato in silenzio.
We visited different places, both suburbs and uptown. We've been like silent observers, and we have looked around us a lot.
E nel guardarci intorno abbiamo riflettuto sul sistema inglese.
We had a glance at how English society works.
Ancora una volta, ottima l'integrazione.
There is
Di-
optimal integration.
Diverse civiltà, etnie, perfettamente integrate.
There is optimal integration for people with different ethnicities and religions.
Il sistema monetario eccellente.
United with an economic system
Dove tutti hanno la possibilità di vivere dignitosamente.
that allows everyone to keep their life up to certain standards.
Nell'osservare le porte delle abitazioni si denota che non c'è delinquenza, o rara.
By taking a glance at how houses are built and how neighborhoods are kept, the impression we had was that there is little to no delinquency.
La cordialità con cui siamo stati aiutati per avere un soggiorno migliore.
People have been extremely kind to us.
La tranquillità con cui i ragazzi girano di notte, il modo in cui si rapportano tra di loro senza distinzione di provenienza.
Youngs are all connected with each other, day and night. We make no differences between ethnicities or religious orientations.
Ci ha fatto comprendere quanto ancora l'Inghilterra sia fonte di studi e osservazioni.
How England is an important subject for anthropological studies.
Per noi tutto ciò fa riflettere su cosa siamo stati e ora siamo.
And it makes us think about what we are and what we were and what we are now.
Per questa rinascita, una riflessione comune, un auspicio.
For this our birth and a point of reflection for our minds and our spirits.
Soltanto il cavaliere cristiano può cercare una risposta alle domande che sono intimamente legate alla propria essenza.
Only a Christian knight could look up to the answers to those existential questions. But before we can ask ourselves,
Ma prima di domandarci che cosa possiamo fare, occorre chiederci cosa dobbiamo sapere e quindi dubitare costantemente di quanto risulta un'abitudine.
but before we can ask ourselves, what can we do? We first need to ask ourselves, what do we need to know? For that is the only way we can doubt our habits and modify them.
La massima libertà riuscirà a coesistere con la più rigorosa determinazione dei limiti di tale libertà?
This way, the absolute freedom will be able to coexist with the most rigid determinations of the limits of that self-freedom.
È necessario aumentare educazione e cultura per miliardi di persone che ne sono sostanzialmente ancora prive, accompagnarle lungo un percorso di inclusione sociale che li renda partecipi.
It is required to us to increase education and cultural knowledge for those thousands of people that still can't access it. Guide them on a path of social inclusion that will make them part of the society itself.
Fondare la nostra convivenza su un nuovo umanesimo. Le generazioni che verranno dovranno essere in grado non solo di svincolarsi da un'economia consumista e una politica di guerra, ma di cavalcare ogni possibilità. Regalo della conoscenza, unita alla riflessione sul nostro destino comune. Il ruolo della nostra specie all'interno dell'evoluzione della vita sulla Terra. Per questo, sorelle e fratelli nostri, la grande luce di Cristo, colui che è sceso tra di noi per darci speranza, ci ha riuniti insieme qui per dare la possibilità alle nuove generazioni di vivere in un mondo migliore, liberi dai preconcetti. Il progetto su cui stiamo fondando è un videogioco che tratta sulle ingiustizie sociali e lo stato giustizio, ambientato su un ipotetico futuro dove vi è la magia che viene vietata, dove templari, cavalieri combattono per non far perdere i valori etici che ci hanno accompagnato per tutta la nostra esistenza. Quale miglior modo per avvicinare i giovani alla nostra cultura templare, per non far sì che si possano perdere? Sorelle e fratelli, uniamoci in una vera rinascita interiore e per i cammini alti io auguro a voi, sorelle e fratelli cari, che la luce sia per un bene comune.
We should base our happiness on the new humanism, where the next generations will be able not only to free themselves from the world politics and consumerism-based economy, but also be able to catch every chance gifted from their knowledge, united to the consideration of humankind destiny, because that is the role of our species in evolution. This is why, my sisters and brothers, the holy light of Christ, who descended into our world to give us hope, gathered us together in this place to give new generations the opportunity to live in a better world, freed from stereotypes and preconceptions. The project we are looking forward to realize is a video game that is about social injustices for those who are considered different from the government. It is set in a fictional futuristic world where magic exists but is neglected and prohibited. A game where the protagonist will be like a modern knight, fighting against doors in religious laws, and doing his best to do the right choices for the world he lives in. This is a great chance to make younger people come closer to the Templar culture, making sure they won't get lost in the path. Brothers and sisters, let's gather together for a inner liberty. May the light shine for you, brothers and sisters, on the higher path.
Deus vult!
Deus vult!
Deus vult!
Deus vult!
Deus vult!
Deus vult!
Then is the time to consect Bishop, Knights of the Temple. With the snow, the cross, with the heart. I accept, I receive, I consecrate Svetoslav, Knights of the Temple. In nome del Padre, del Figlio e dello Spirito Santo. Il cavaliere. E priore del priorato di Bulgaria. Dov'è la mia traduttrice? Da oggi in poi lui rappresenterà l'ordine del Tempio in Bulgaria. Ordine del Tempio. This is the
Ma questo diventa Papa, questo è Papa. Questo lui Papa, mamma mia, tutto lui, cavaliere, vescovo, Papa, cardinale, tutto, sindaco, presidente.
Brother. So, Alan.
2 seconds. For those of you that didn't work out what's just gone on, our dear Archbishop here has just been made a Knight of the Order of the Templars. As orders that work together, like we do with these fine gentlemen stood at our side here, we've just signed treaties. It is only through working together like this that we can raise the voice of the Templars and what we stand for worldwide. It's only by joining together and making these treaties that we can work together on projects where we can do good in the world rather than just sit and watch the devastation we see on a daily basis. Whether it's a homegrown charity or an international charity, it doesn't matter. These treaties and these bonds make us stronger with a bigger voice, a better voice, and it honours all of you that have been here today and been invested. Because without people like you, we would dwindle in numbers. We would be less every year. Instead, we grow. Year on year, the Templar movement grows, and it is becoming stronger globally with these treaties, with us working together, with us joining forces. Now, I have one last little thing to do before I'm going to hand over to Nina, who wants to say a bit more. What I would like is, Nina, in commemoration of coming today, I would like you to accept one of our Thank you very much. Massimo, in honour of you being here today, I would like you to accept one of our gold coins in commemoration of you being here. Brother, I thank you. Thank you. Did you get it that time, Elliot? Yeah. I think I've got some editing to do later. So, I'm going to step aside because I need to put something wet across my lips. Yes. Nino, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Oh,
Just like to say, when Nino's finished, I'll do the closing at the end. So,
Facciamo pizza, dopo facciamo
we'll be able to go and have some refreshment.
This is for program for future. Okay, my English is very good. But all together in the ancient and sacred land of England to make history. After centuries of isolation and oblivion, the honored Templar Order forcefully returns to the ship. Through the commitment of the Grand Masters of the individual orders, we have understood the need to unite the forces of the individual states to come to a single entity that interacts with the outside world. We have achieved enormous results that passed from the meeting in Malta, and which finally bring to a global recognition also by the whole sea with the blessing in St. Peter's of Pope Francis. We have a great commitment, the for Jacques de Molay, for the founding fathers, for the martyrs of the religious shadow, to bring our insignia back to Jerusalem, in the land that saw every time born, in the land that raised Jesus Christ to the Son of God. With the continuous work of the Pietate Pelicano, the International Confederation of the Poor Knights of Christ, the Temple of Albion, and all the Brothers of Goodwill in April, the week before Easter, we will our World Grace chapter by entering into Holy Sepulchre with white clothes. This is the ultimate goal. This is the goal. This is the honor project. I know that Grandmaster Nick has this in his heart. I know the Templars of Albion, those of Italy, and those of France that I represent today will be able to raise the black and the white flag with the red Templar cross on the roof of the wall. If God wills it and for His glory. Thank you to you for the wonderful welcome. I'm waiting for everyone in Paris on March 18 to commemorate Jacques de Molay, then on April 6 in Jerusalem, and then in Rome to flood the Vatican again with your banners. Not nobis Domini, not nobis, sed gloria. Thank you.
If these were the rest of these, and have a seat for a few minutes. No.
You should stand.
Okay, please stand up. Thanks to our God and say the God's prayer in Latin.
English, latino e italiano. Stanno cadendo.
In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen. Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificer nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et debite nobis debita nostra, sicut nos debitimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducet in tentationis, sed libera nos a malo. Amen. Benedicet vos omnipotens Deo, Pater et Filii et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this part of today's proceedings to a close, I would like, before we go any further, just to, if we can do that wonderful thing, and give a round of applause to three honourable gentlemen who stood here, who have travelled a long way to be with us today and be part of what we do. As I said, without these treaties, without days like today where orders work together alongside each other, we would be a dying movement today. So please, I ask you to put your hands together. I love people who start early. Because not only that, I know that Nick puts in an awful lot of work in the background, talking to people globally every day of the week, and it's surprising how much time it takes up. So, Nick, Nina, Massimo, Cesar, I ask these people to put their hands together and honour you for, and may God be with you all. Thank you. Mackie to come up and say something.
Per far entrare i nuovi, figurati, tutti mantellati.
Come on. Right. I've had 3 different titles today. I've been called Count, Mr. and Sir. And the only one that really counts has been called a brother of this order. Now, some of you who are part of the Knights Temple of Albion will have heard that I'm going to be teaching Bible study classes for 14 to 18-year-olds who are the children of members, and then we'll progress that in due time to doing it for adults. Now, today, several people are leaving here with envelopes, except for our ruling officer and our Grand Master. So, Grand Master first. In my capacity as Vice Chancellor and Dean of Studies of the Remnant Church Bible Institute, it is my pleasure, Grand Master, to award you an honorary doctorate, Doctor of Letters, and honorary Doctor of Ministry.
I'm from everywhere, I get it all. All of you here, stood here, right now. Knights, dames of the order. Some of you out there are progressing forwards, and soon you will be here. This is what it's about. So what I'm going to ask now is so that we can close this section of proceeding off, and we can go somewhere warm where there's tea, coffee, biscuits, and we'll sell some raffle tickets. I'm going to be doing some pieces to camera, and I would like to invite a few of you to come and talk to me live, one-on-one on the camera, when we get where it's warm, rather than here. So with that, I'm going to ask all of us to vacate the front here, and I'm going to hand over completely to our beloved GM, and I'm going to ask Sir Nick, can you please close this ceremony there? Thank you very much.
Sit down, brothers and sisters. We'd like to sit down.
Thank you.
Non nobis Domini.
Non nobis Domini.
Non nobis Domini.
Non nobis Domini.
De gloria.
Santa Gloria.
De asfalt. It's always been an honour to stand amongst people who I know, feel, think and behave according to traditions which I have upheld since birth. I'm just a lonely working class white boy. My mother comes from London, my father comes from the west side of London. I am no one special. I have been privileged to work my way through the ranks of the Templars. I started off as an apostle, I have been a sergeant, I have been a commander, and then I was elected through the ruling body of this order to be the Grand Master. I am as equal as an apostle. I am no greater than an apostle. We are all equal. Those of you today who have taken the next step to become Knights Templars, and use the suffix, KT, I've been corrected. I won't forget that. There are certain things that come with this. One, you may be called upon by the order to perform a certain duty. We will never ask you to do something which we do not feel is within your ability or capability. Secondly, You have taken an oath before your peers and before God. You will be judged accordingly by this. If you ever bring the order into disrepute by action or deed, if you ever reveal the name of a member of the order or the brethren before you, without due precedent, what I mean is you are legally obliged to do that, you will be disciplined. If you ever speak a bad word against another brother of this order, you will be disciplined. Honour means respect, and I hope that you have learnt this today. We all stand together in the shadow of the greats. Peter Payne, who started this order, a mere 9 mites. They were set forth to defend the pilgrims on the route to Jerusalem. We became one of the mightiest forces in history, all through the Latin-speaking world. We were known as the greatest fighters amongst the Crusaders, and we were known as the most honourable men. We are still this today. We will seek official recognition in due course, and through our work and joining together, we will be seen as a nation state which we duly deserve. We have never disappeared, we have just been quiet for 4 centuries. To close today, I would like to thank Brother Alan. Here now, he's been with me for, I better think how old, many, many years. We started Albion over a cup of coffee. We've been through various different orders, seen various different things, and we had a dream. And one thing I can say, with my hand on my heart, is that this man has stuck with me through everything. And also between me and him, we haven't built this order, you have. You have helped us get where we are today. With my brother Nino, Massimo, Marco Barbetti, Riccardo Bonsai, Alex Levin, and the other great grandmasters, we are coming together. We are a mighty force, and we will continue to be such. Just to finally close, I have a few presents to give you. First of all, Massimo, this is a gift for you on behalf of myself and the Untitled of Albion.
Oggi lei dice, oggi è il mio onomastico, diglielo. Onomastico, Birti, oggi.
No, Birti, Saint Maxim.
San Maxim, oggi lei. Happy day.
Grandmaster Nina Alla, I would also like to give you a gift. I'd like to thank you for inviting me to also the great work that you've done. And this is all thank you much. And finally, I'd like to give this to my dear friend, Lord Alan Taylor. I spent a lot of time thinking about what I could give the brother. I thought, I know, but they understand why when he opens it. But I'd like to give this to you, brother. I'm about to utmost respect for you, brother. I will stand with these one after one.
Thank you, brother. Do you know, I'm going to be honest, this today was present for me. To see all this.
A lot of you to know about it.
It's, this is what makes it worthwhile. This is truly what makes it worthwhile. I would like just one last thing. I need to close out with the same ceremonial sword which I started. But I would like to ask my dear friends, would you please issue a blessing upon this flag so that we can have many more times like today many more days we can hold these services. We pray.
Always follow the ways and let God be with you, keeping God and keeping God in your heart. I thank you, dear.
So with that, with the sword we started with, the sword we invested with, I raise it and I lower it, and I thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure to be with you. I think we now need a drink. So somebody bring the bottle of scotch.
If you go through the door we came in, folks, straight ahead of you, see the building, go through that door there, we're going to meet in the hall and hopefully tea and coffees. And tonight,